welcome. Thanks for joining us. Major League Baseball on tap. It's the Los Angeles Dodgers and the San Diego Padres. And we'll be back for the first pitch right after this. Just about ready to go. Today's starting pitcher, Yu Darvish. What do we have on him?
It's always interesting to see how he utilizes all of his pitches and how many of those he has a good feel for on that given day. When he's right, he's really able to keep hitters guessing, and all of his stuff seems to be coming out of the same arm slot, the same tunnel, and that can make life very difficult on his opponents.
Here comes a pitch. Mookie Betts in the box now. No balls and a strike. The line to kick the pitch. Line drive, base hit, right center field. Man aboard on the leadoff single. That ball was absolutely ripped. 111 off the bat, and I'm pretty sure it started to whistle after it left the bat.
I think I heard that too, Boog, and these are the moments we appreciate when we can look at StatCast and just see exactly what the data is. Always so much fun to see what numbers pop up.
First offering, runner goes, swing and a miss, and that's a stolen base, not even close.
Well, he's batting leadoff, and he's acting like a traditional leadoff hitter. Gets on base to start the game, then puts himself on second with a nice stolen bag. I think that sets the tone for the offense for sure.
Runner in scoring position, nobody out. And we're just getting started here in the top of the first. Oh, nice play. Throw to first. Nicely done for the out.
Great cat-like reflexes right there. Lays out, knocks the ball down, and then fires with that rocket arm all the way across the diamond. Man, put this guy in the mound.
The batter now will be Will Smith. That one not close. Ball one.
Here's someone, historically speaking, that prefers day games over night games, so I'm excited to see what he does in this one.
That's out to center field. Azokar settles under this one. He makes the grab, and there's two down. Time to check out the Dodgers lineup. Chris, this is a lineup offensively that could be really good for years to come.
They're deep, first and foremost, but the way that they can manipulate their personnel for matchups and everything else, it's very intelligent the way that they use their team, and I think it creates a little bit of uncertainty for opposing teams, especially in a big game, big series.
And that one fouled off. Betts on at second with two down. That one way inside.
1-0.
Way out front for strike two.
Good late sink on that fastball. Out of the hand, looks so good, and then by the time he gets in the hitting zone, hard to get the barrel to it.
Just off the outside part of the plate.
It's a good take.
Spoils that one, and it remains 2-2. Runner at second, two down. And that one missing low. James Outman up next. Man at second. Swings and misses. Struck him out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. And now the Padres get their first opportunity in a scoreless ball game.
I got my bands up, 20s, 50s, 100s in my hand. VIP, I'm cooling like a fan. I ain't here for problems, not again. No, not again.
And we're back on the hill here today. Shohei Ohtani.
He's got that splitter, and it's a pitch that swings and misses, come fast, and they come often. Very difficult to pick up out of his hand.
Ready to go for the last half of the inning. Stepping in for San Diego, Ha-Seong Kim. The pitch. Kim, a former Gold Glove winner, 28 years old, and he's a native of South Korea. Right-hander kicks, deals, gets a piece, and it stays 0-2. And that's in the dirt.
2 strikes.
Next offering is down low.
He's trying to stay down in the zone, but the hitter just will not chase. Now back in a 2-2 count, he's going to have to go to something else to get him out.
And the right-hander deals. Struck him out without a swing. Couldn't pull the trigger on the fastball at the knees. Now it's Fernando Tatis Jr. Swing and a miss. Strike one.
With Tatis at the plate, we're looking at a player that is never going to be considered boring. He's an electric player that manages to make plays most players wouldn't consider trying. And he plays the game his own way. It's a big reason why he's considered such a fan favorite.
Pitch misses inside, and that's ball 1. 1 out, bases empty. There's a swing and a miss.
Well, that's that slurve right there. He threw it extremely well. He talked about just a ton of breaks. So tough to get that barrel to.
Swings through that one. It's a strikeout.
With that kind of velocity, an elevated fastball, even if it's still in the strike zone, can be tough for hitters to get on top of.
So digging in, Jake Cronenworth. Not even close there. And it's 1-0. Cronenworth handling the duties at first, hitting third in the lineup, and he was drafted in the 7th round back in 2015. And there's a foul ball.
First 2 hitters get punched out on strikes. Take some notes from the dugout. When you get your chance, go up there and hit the ball hard somewhere.
And a pitch. That one way outside, and it's 2-1. And another ball. Manny Machado waits on deck. 2 outs, base is empty. And that's ball 4.
Maybe a little loss of focus on the mound right there. Pretty much gifted him first base with a quick free pass.
So man aboard. And next will be the cleanup hitter, Manny Machado. And it's fouled away. Oh, 1 down. Good eye right there. And the righty deals. Swings through that one for strike 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
And the next pitch is way outside. At the belt and fires. And a swing and a miss. Down on strikes. That's the third out. Padres leave one. We played an inning. No score. Back here at Petco Park. Top of the second. And now here's a speed threat. Outfielder James Outman. Darvish back to work. That one fouled off.
Well, here's an interesting stat on Darvish. He has more than 100 wins in his big league career. The only Japanese-born pitcher with more wins is Hideo Nomo, my former teammate.
Just missed. Eric Summersgill with home plate duty in this one. Kind of known for being generous with the corners, Chris.
You know, I think that used to be a lot bigger deal in past eras where pitchers were working more in and out with their pitches. But, yeah, we'll see if those corners come into play in this one. Hey, no pitcher's going to argue at all.
The 1-1 is fouled off. And a 1-2. Fights it off. You'll see another. The wind and the pitch. Swung on, belted. That's back there. Going gone. And they jump ahead in the second. It's 1-0.
Sure how he kept that fair. When you're out in front of a breaking ball like that, such a good chance that it's going to hook foul, but not this time. He kept the hands moving forward just long enough to sneak it inside that foul pole.
And now Teoscar Hernandez.
That's 1-0.
And the first offering is not close.
Oh, you just got to delete it. You give up that leadoff home run, go back to work, focus on this next batter.
One run across in the frame so far here at the top of the second. And that one finds its way through.
Man, those are the types of hits where you don't feel any vibration in your hands whatsoever. Such a good feeling. Got the top of the ball a little bit, but not much. That was hit pretty hard through the infield, so I think he'll be happy with that swing. Definitely generated some good bat speed. And now they've got some speed on first, so we'll see if they try to get him into motion.
Chris Taylor now. Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. Throw back in quickly. First and second now with nobody out.
Wastes no time there. Timing on the swing was good. Able to shoot the ball up the middle. Didn't square it up as much as he probably would have liked, but that's a good approach paying off.
Here's Jason Hayward. Inside corner, and that's called a strike. Hernandez on second. Taylor on at first with nobody out. In there at the knees.
Good zip on that fastball at the bottom of the zone. If he's there all day, it's going to be a tough one for the hitters.
Pitch. Puts it in the air out towards left center. Profar sizing this one up. He's got it. One down.
Batting up, the pitcher, Gavin Lux.
And now it's Gavin Lux. He's someone that you might not describe as having elite level speed, but he can absolutely move, and it is a factor in his game. And that gets the top of the zone for a strike.
Well, this guy's definitely a plus runner, but what I love about him is that he goes all out every single time, never takes a break. It's guys like that, even though they don't have the elite speed, the fact that they're consistent with it, they make moves on the base paths.
The shortstop takes the ball. On the ground, could be two. On to Bogarts. Out. What a double play that was. Inning over. So the Dodgers strike first on the solo jack. It's now a 1-0 ball game. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show. And welcome back to the ballpark. Here's the veteran second baseman, Xander Bogaerts. And he deals. A little bit high. 1-0. Bogaerts, who wears that number 2 on his back for his idol, Derek Jeter. Swing and a high fly ball to left. Hernandez under it. Makes the catch. Then there's one down.
Batting fifth, the catcher,
Luis Campusano, the next up for the Padres. That one misses. Ball 1. That clips the corner.
Man, that pitch was dotted. So much talent on display when this guy's out there on the hill.
Tied him up inside with that one.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
The next offering misses. And the count is even 2-2. Home team down a run. Bottom half of inning number 2. The punch out there. And 2 away now.
Bogey just ran out of patience there. He took a couple of pitches to even that count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes, but that time chased outside the zone.
Now batting Jurickson Profar. Profar gets a piece there. The pitch. Down the right field line and a base hit. And that extends the inning.
Nice line drive to the pull side, met it out front, just stayed through it nice enough and ripped it into the outfield.
Now it's the DH, Matthew Batten. And a good eye there.
Ball 1, no strike.
Out towards right center field. Hayward on his way over. Makes the catch, inning over. 1 left for San Diego. They're down 1-0.
Yeah, who that in the whip? Yeah, you know it's me. You can't stop my shine. I'm just doing.
All set for the start of the inning. And now it's Mookie Betts.
Well, you always have to be careful in these spots because Mookie is lethal in the leadoff spot. He has the most multi-home run games out of the leadoff spot in baseball history.
Fought off foul. Here's your 1. And Mookie takes. And that's off the inside edge. And a count 2-1. And another ball.
First pitch strike from the pitcher, but then no panic at all by the hitter. Very patient, showing good discipline. Now he's in the driver's seat with the 3-1 count.
Righty to the plate. Strike on the inside corner.
Count is 3-2.
Battling here as he fouls it away. Three-two on the way. Struck him out looking. Here comes Freddie Freeman up to hit. 0 for 1 so far. This guy makes great contact. One of the best in the game at putting bat on ball.
He's got such quick hands, and he's gaining pitch recognition. That keeps him square to the plate. There's a good chance that his bat stays in the zone a long time, and that produces solid contact consistently.
One down, base is empty.
Hey!
Foul ball left side. He'll see another. The 0-2. Ground ball right side, and it goes just foul. The other way. Fires across the diamond, and Freeman is retired.
Now batting, catcher, Will.
And up to the plate is Will Smith. He's 0 for 1. Off the plate, ball 1. Two down, nobody on. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Next offering is in for a strike. And that one hammered. Azokar going back on this one. Pulls it in on the warning track. Back here in San Diego, bottom of the inning, and stepping in is the speedy Jose Azokar. And the pitch. Fastball for a strike. 0-1. And ball 1.
1-1.
The pitch. Wouldn't chase that time. Pitch is outside.
Back-to-back breaking pitches away, you get the feeling as a hitter that the pitcher's afraid of you, that he doesn't want to challenge you. So I think the confidence level is raised right here.
Kicks and deals. 3-1, and he couldn't come up with it.
Well, that could be a tone setter for the inning. 4 straight pitches and the leadoff batter's on base. We'll see if the next guy waits until there's a hard strike before he takes the bat off the shoulder.
Up now the Padre leadoff man, Ha-Sung Kim. He was late there. Strike one.
He might want to steal second in this spot, but he's dealing with a catcher that has one of the best pop times in the game. He needs to pick his spot very wisely.
Check swing, no appeal.
Gosh, Boog, I think he's trying to deke the pitcher. There's no way he's thinking he can hit that pitch.
Right-hander kick steals. Runner on the move. In the dirt.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
And there's no throw. He's in there at second with a stolen base. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And that's the first out.
He's locked in at the plate when he's using the whole field. He was out in front there. Just needs to let the ball travel a little more. His timing will be back on track. Good pitch for the strikeout.
So man aboard, 1 down, and it's Tatis at the plate. 0 for 1. He struck out swinging last time. First pitch just misses.
As a pitcher, you know the runner on second is ready to push things with his speed. A base hit's probably going to be a big run, so you really have to execute on the mound.
Tatis waits. And another ball. Right through there for a strike. Man at second. A little up front there as he swings through it.
2-2 count.
Here's a 2-2. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout. And Chris, that's a way to neutralize his speed by keeping him off base.
And the defense breathes a sigh of relief because he puts pressure on everyone if he can put the ball in play. But that's how you do it. Keep him off balance, get him out of there, and deal with the next guy.
Jake Cronenworth, the next to hit, worked a walk at his first trip to the plate, and immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter. Two outs and 1 in scoring position. And that's off the inside edge. 1-1. Left-hand batter waits. And the count 1-2. Two outs. That one missed. And the 2-2. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another.
Have you ever caught a foul ball as a fan?
Only as a broadcaster, not as a fan. You?
I've been to many games as a fan.
Man on second, 2 down.
3-2.
Definitely got the hitter conscious of the pitch inside. Really think the outer half is open.
Manny Machado on deck for the Padres. 3-2 now. Stays alive. Good battle here. About to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Fouled off the plate. They'll do it again. And a pitch. And ball 4, 2 aboard. That's a great at bat. He saw a lot of pitches and earned a walk.
Got a great back and forth in that at bat. He had to play off some really close pitches, and somehow he found a way to keep the bat on his shoulder right there. I'll tell you right now, I couldn't have done it.
Here's the throw. He's safe.
What an aggressive secondary lead. That ball was smoked to left. To be able to score from second, I not only great speed, but great instinct as well.
And here is Xander Bogaerts. Fly to left his first time. That one off the mark, and that is ball one. Well, Chris, through the early stages, he hasn't been very efficient in terms of the pitch count. He's going to need to get some quick outs if he's going to get deeper into this game. Righty delivers. Pitch misses there, and the count is 2-0. Cronenworth, the lead runner, out at second. Machado at first, 2 out of the inning.
Well, he knows they don't want to give him anything to hit, but when you've got opportunities to drive in runs, you've got to expand the zone. He's capable of going out there and doing damage with it.
Two on, 2 outs. Got him swinging.
Sometimes he wears the emotion on the sleeve, but that's okay as long as he's getting results. And right there, thrilled with the punch out to get out of a jam.
Back here with my pal Siggy, down the third baseman, Max Muncy.
Max Muncy.
And a pitch. Muncy, a former All-Star, 33 years old, and he was a 5th-round pick back in 2012. The wind of the pitch. And it's even up.
1-1.
And here it comes. Little chopper rolls foul. Inside, almost got him. Got it by him for the K.
Just a great slider right there. And I think the key for pitchers and what hitters don't want to see is if a pitcher misses with that pitch, that he misses off the edge of the strike zone rather than in the middle of the strike zone. And right there, excellent execution, and it finished up in a perfect spot.
And now James Outman. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single.
The batter, the left fielder.
Here's Teoscar Hernandez. Now Camposano has some trouble with it. And he'll move up to second, no problem. Should be a pass ball, and that takes away the double play.
That pitch was pretty far outside, further than he was set up, so kind of a tough one to handle, but still something he knows he should have had since it bounced off his glove and got away.
In there at the knees. Strike one. All tied up, top half of inning number 4. Here's the pitch. Runner breaks for third. Strike in there. Throw to third. Save. And the right-hander deals. Pitch gets away. Runner holds tight as the count moves to 2-2. Two now. That's ripped into the outfield. brings it in. Runner tags for third. He scores. That's a big sacrifice fly and a 2-1 ball game now.
That wasn't your standard sac fly. He barreled that baseball, just couldn't get it to drop in.
Next is the designated hitter, Chris Taylor. Taylor goes 6'1", 195 pounds, and he's usually in the outfield. Today he's the DH. 2 down, nobody on. Foul ball there.
You know, Blue, people don't realize how far the jog is from the dugout to the outfield position. And if you're playing in Oakland, man, it's a country mile to get out there. So for him to be able to be the DH today, that is really a nice day off.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
And now it's 1-2. And right back to the mound. Tosses to first, and that will end the inning. So it's 1 run on 1 base hit, no errors, no one left. To the bottom of inning number 4 now. It's the Dodgers 2 and the Padres 1.
Tell me what you want, what you really.
And we're back. John Sciambi and Chris Singleton with you. And leading off the bottom of the 4th, Luis Campusano. Here comes a pitch. Ball 1, no strikes. I got to call NLDS Game 4 here in 2022 at Petco Park, where the Padres knocked out their rivals, the LA Dodgers. The place was just nuts the entire game. Terrific fan support. At the belt and fires. Swings through that one out in front that
1 ball,
time.
2 strikes.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. Now the left fielder jerks in profile. Swings through that.
In the on-deck circle, you really want to use that opportunity to see some pitches and time up the fastball. Last thing you want to do is miss a good hittable fastball early in the count.
The pitch. And that one is inside. Base is empty, 1 away. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. Wouldn't chase that time.
You got 2 balls, 1 strike.
That one hit to right. Hayward moving back for this one. Calls it in, 2 away. Matthew Batten, the next up for the Padres. And takes low for ball 1. That clips the corner. Swing, and that ball smashed on a line. And that is that. Padres down in order. They're down 2-1. New inning getting started, and at the plate for the Dodgers, Jason Hayward.
You know, the first manager to ever win a game here at Petco Park was Tony Gwynn. Yes, Tony Gwynn. They had a college baseball tournament here in March 2004, and Tony managed San Diego State to a win.
Swings and misses. And it's 0-2.
This guy's sink has so much drop in it. It's almost like a split finger fastball. Instead of just weak contact and balls on the ground, he gets swings and misses.
Kicks and fires. Hot shot to third. And the leadoff man set down in their half of the fifth.
The batter, number 9, shortstop,
Gavin Lux steps to the plate for the Dodgers. He's 0 for 1. And first offering is fouled off. And the righty deals. That one misses. And the count even 1-1. A little bit low. The count 2-1. This one chopped up the middle. Bogarts handles the chance. Tosses to first. 2 up, 2 down. Here's Mookie now. Outfield playing very deep, not wanting anything over their heads.
Well, on the mound, very efficient, able to produce an outcome, it seems like, within the third or fourth pitch of just about every at bat.
That one finds the zone, and it's 0-1. Hit hard, that gets through. So a 2-out knock keeps the inning alive.
Everything came together for him. Really nice job staying up the middle with his approach. He didn't try to do too much with the pitch, just shot it through the infield.
Freddie Freeman up to the dish. Way inside. Betts off of first with 2 away. That smash towards center. Makes a nice grab and a full sprint. And that'll do it. 1 left for LA, but they still lead it 2-1.
Can't trust that life online. Now you want that.
Back here at Petco Park. Now, Jose Azocar.
the center fielder,
And a pitch.
You know, this guy's great speed is in the back of that pitcher's mind. If he can get on, it's going to give him one more thing he's got to think about.
You'll 1. And that one fouled off. The pitch. Chases that one out of the zone. Now 1 away.
Very frustrating right there as a speedy potential base runner. When with 2 strikes, you just struggle to put the ball in play. You don't even have to get a hit at that point. You can help your team just by reaching on an error. But some way you got to find a way to shorten up the swing and put the ball in play next time.
So the batting order turns over. Now it's the shortstop, Ha-Sung Kim. Swing and a line drive, base hit out of the center field. Just kind of sliced that one into center. Fernando Tatis Jr. to hit here. Throws to first, and he's back in easily. A swing and a miss, and that's strike one.
0-1's the count.
On the ground, 2 ball. Flips it behind his back. Looks to second, over to first, safe.
Well, he's doing a nice job of keeping the ball out of the air. Lets the defense work behind him with another ground ball. Good execution.
Stepping in, Jake Cronenworth. And that's outside. And that's ball 1.
I love this part of the game. Does he really want to try and steal second against this catcher? I know he's fast, but it's pretty risky.
Tying run is at first. Last half of inning number 5. Drilled to right, way back there, and that is gone. A gigantic blast, and that gives him a lead. It's 3-2. That one just sounded different.
Man, might have been the loudest moment yet. Man, my ears are ringing. I can feel that swing from the booth.
So let's take a closer look inside the numbers. That blast from StatCast, 113 miles an hour off the bat, singing.
And it just flew out of here, bro. Even if you only heard the ball hit the bat, you knew that was a home run. I mean, he put a perfect swing on it, and the numbers back it up.
Here's Manny Machado now, 1 for 2. Right through there for a strike. And the pitch. And Manny gets a piece.
Well, they gave up on that pitch early, and it ended up staying in the zone. I'm sure he's kicking himself and would like that pitch again.
On the ground. And he can't come up with it. And he's going to make it to first. And we'll see how they score.
The batter, number 2. Second baseman.
Here's Xander Bogaerts. Swings through that one for strike 1.
0-1.
Machado off of first with 2 away. Ground ball left side, and that's just foul. The 0-2. That ends the inning. 2 across on this San Diego homer. It's now a 3-2 ball game. Back here in San Diego. All right, we go to the top half of inning number 6. And here's the catcher, Will Smith. As he turns on the rubber, and with that good live arm delivers. That's in for a strike.
Well, after scoring runs, this is where you're looking for that shutdown inning. Get that hot team back in there to swing the bats.
And that's in for a strike.
All right, now, he may have not liked either of those first 2 pitches or agreed with the umpire's calls, but at this point, he's going to have to bear down and be ready to hit anything close to the zone.
Ball 1 there.
Man, oh man, I don't know how you take that pitch. That's as close as it gets.
Next offering is downstairs. Left field. Reaching for it and breaks it in.
Gotta love the over-the-shoulder catch. I tell you what, those are really fun to make.
Max Muncy at the dish. Was 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. And that one wrapped foul. Base is empty, 1 away, and we're in the top half of the 6th. Good eye in that spot.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
Next pitch is downstairs.
Pretty good pitch there to take a rip at. He wants to get his arms extended. He likes the ball away from him a little bit, just not able to square it up.
Kicks and deals. Still 2-2 after the foul ball. And that's down and away.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
The line to kick the pitch. Fouled off again, and it remains 3-2. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Swing and a ball popped up. Kim brings it in with a nice running grab. And up next for Los Angeles, James Outman. He's already homered in this game. Backed off the plate that time. That misses, and that's ball 2. Just missed.
He hasn't fallen behind in the count like this all day. He's in danger of walking his first batter right here.
And a 4-pitch walk.
Well, that right there could end up being a big walk in this game. He's certainly a threat on the bases, especially with them looking to tie this thing up.
Man at first, here's the left fielder, Teoscar Hernandez. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. Ball misses. Safe at second, and he easily steals the bag.
Well, that steal right there is wanting to take advantage of having a really good hitter at the plate. Now they've got a much better shot at bringing home a 2-out RBI.
Man at second. In the air, left field. Profar sizes this one up. And that'll do it. So it's no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. 6, 7, 8 due in the bottom of the 6th. It's the Padres 3 and the Dodgers 2. Bottom of the 6th. So digging in now for San Diego, Luis Campusano. Ohtani back to work. That clips the corner. Activity in the bullpen. JP Fireisen preparing to come on if needed. Garcia, a left-hander, also throwing. And he deals. Line drive. Hauls it in, and there's 1 away.
It's never fun going back to the dugout after hitting a line drive that finds a glove, but you will get some high fives. You know, when you make great contact, you feel like you've done everything right. But in this game of baseball, not everything is in your control.
Next for the Padres, Jurickson Profar. And first offering is fouled off. One down, base is empty. Popped up to the left into foul ground. Muncy sizing this one up. He's got it, and there's 2 away.
Up next, the designated hitter, Matthew.
2 outs, base is empty. Matthew Batten digs in now. And there's a ball.
Counts 1-0.
2 down, nobody on. Here in the bottom of the 6th. Ground ball right side. Betts whips it to first. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. 3 up, 3 down for San Diego. And it remains a 3-2 ball game. We go to the top of the 7th, and now here's the Dodgers designated hitter, Chris Taylor. The right-hander back to work. In for a strike. It's 0-1. Meanwhile, activity in the bullpen. Wandy Peralta, the left-hander, up and throwing. Wilson also getting ready. Looking to get the tying run on base. Hard ground ball, base knock.
I'd say a mistake pitch in an 0-2 count. Too good of a pitch to hit right there. You have to expand the zone. Keep that leadoff man off first base.
Manager out of the dugout now, and it looks like we'll see a change on the mound. That does it for Yu Darvish, and he leaves with the lead after giving them some decent innings. We'll be back with a new pitcher in a moment. Tom Cosgrove gets the call from the pen.
Well, the best relievers love the opportunity to come in and protect the tight lead late in the ball game. And some of them are just wired different, so we'll see what he's got here.
Now it's the right fielder, Jason Hayward. Ripped on a line. And that's a fair ball. Taylor around second. Throw comes back in. The tying run stops at third with nobody out.
Well, clearly he was ready to hit right there. It's always fun to see a double rip down a line. That one just barely stayed fair. So that was a good call by the umpire. He was all over it. And a pretty good chance we can see a lead change here. At least a tie ball game with both of those runs in scoring position.
Now here is Gavin Lux.
Don't be surprised to ball on the ground to the corners if they come home with the baseball instead of going to first base.
The pitch. The shortstop takes the ball.
I think ultimately you want to tie him up, get the ball in on the plate so that he can't get the barrel to it and hit it to the outfield.
And it is 2-1.
It's a big opportunity right here, but I love the way he's slowing the game down. He's shrinking his zone, making sure he gets the pitch that he wants to hit.
2 balls and a strike. Here it comes. And fouled off. Left-hand hitter waits. Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming. Left-hand batter waits. Center field, Azokar on the move. Makes the grab. Nice play after the long run. And there's one away.
Now back, second base.
Here's Mookie Betts. Golden opportunity right here.
I wouldn't expect many pitches up in the zone here. Pitcher's looking for a strikeout or a ground ball, hoping to keep that runner at third.
Calling for the intentional walk, and that loads up the bases. And the force play is now in order.
Well, it doesn't get much easier with this next batter, but I totally understand going with the intentional walk in that spot. He's just too dangerous at the plate right now, and there's a base open, so it gives you options defensively to get an out.
Fought off foul.
The last thing he wants is to hit the ball on the ground, but I wouldn't expect many pitches up in the zone. They'll be pitching for a double play in this spot.
And a pitch. Now 1-1.
This is a situation where the hitter is looking for something up in the zone that he can get his arms extended. What you have to be careful of is that pitch that's up, that's in on your hands. That'll pop you up in the infield, and that's exactly what the pitcher wants.
The lefty ready, and a 1-1. Swing and a miss, and that's strike two.
Gonna really need to hang in there with that front side against this left-handed breaking ball.
One out. The tying and go-ahead runs are on here in the top half of inning number 7. Good job to fight that one off. And now the lefty brings the high heat past him. That's a strikeout.
Well, this is where the team aspect really comes into play on the offensive side of the game, right? I mean, missed opportunity to tie it up with the runner at third, 1 out, couldn't put the ball in play. So now it's time to pick him up, and that's where good teams, they go to. They operate on this level of next man up. That
new pitcher now, Adrian Morejon.
Well, no margin for error in terms of throwing strikes with the bases loaded. Just has to execute one pitch at a time to try to get out of this.
Will Smith steps to the plate for the Dodgers. There's a strike. There's a strike in there.
Perhaps not quite ready to hit. First 2 pitches by him for a couple of strikes. Now back is against the wall. He's going to have to figure something out and figure it out quickly.
And the 0-2. Ripped to third, one-handled, and that'll end the inning. And the Dodgers leave him loaded. And it's still a 3-2 ball game.
7th inning stretch.
We're back in a new pitcher here to start the bottom of the 7th. J.P. Fire-Eyes.
Pretty tight game, so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
Jose Azocar getting ready to hit. A strikeout and a walk. The pitch. Fire-Eisen, a 6'2 righty, 215 pounds, and he's one of the few players in Major League Baseball born in Wisconsin. Now a drag bunt, third base side. Scoops it up barehanded, and they get the out.
Oh, that was pretty right there. Beautiful play with the barehand.
Now the shortstop, Ha-Sung Kim, 1 for 3. That clips the inside corner for a strike. The
One ball,
shortstop takes the
two strikes.
ball.
0-2 pitch that far out of the zone gives the hitter a little confidence that maybe he can climb back into this at bat.
Here's a 1-2.
Ball. That's inside.
Well, he's so great about hitting the ball the other way. He gets those arms extended. So right there, just trying to straighten him up a little bit so he doesn't have as much outside plate coverage.
One down, base is empty. Swings and misses, and there's 2 away.
Well, that slider down and away, it's just kind of a slow death. With 2 strikes, you're looking to protect, and halfway to the plate, you know you've committed, and you know you're going to have no chance of touching it. Tell you what, sometimes you just have to tip your cap.
And the batter will be Fernando Tatis Jr. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a ground out. Swinging a foul straight back. Right-hander kicks, deals. Comes up empty. That's strike 2.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Off the mark there. And a count 1-2. Righty delivers. And
Nope.
that just misses. The pitch. Spoils that one, and it remains 2-2. And the right-hander deals. And a swing and a miss. And good work there as he gets a 1-2-3. Padres go down quietly, but they're up 3-2. And welcome back to the ballpark. Here's Max Muncy, that funky Muncy. The wind of the pitch. And there's a strike. Good heater at 98. Movement in the bullpen. Robert Suarez, the closer, is getting loose. And here it comes. Fouled off. He was late. Next offering down low and in the dirt. Swing and a miss, and he got him. And that's the first out.
Pretty big strikeout right there to start this 8th inning. Down 1. Any leadoff base runner really makes this inning a bit more interesting. But now this offense has to switch from possibly trying to manufacture a run to needing to run into something or just try to string multiple hits together to get a run across the plate.
So up next, James Outman. And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter. The wind of the pitch. Bounce to the left side. And it's just foul. That was close. One down, base is empty. And looking, 2 out.
Well, I think that's a case of overthinking right there. He got 3 straight fastballs looking in the 0-2 count just to pour it back.
Here's a new pitcher from the pen, Steven Wilson.
These are the spots relievers really make a name for themselves. Late and close. There's not much margin for error, but at the same time, there's a reason they're put in these situations.
Now the left fielder, Teoscar Hernandez. Corner infielders guarding the lines, trying to prevent extra bases. First pitch misses. And that one cutting but missing down low. Right through there for a strike. And that one missing low. Chris Taylor in the on-deck circle. Holding on to a one-run lead, and we're in the top of the 8th. That pitch clips the outside corner, and that is strike 2. Dodgers are set down in order. Nothing doing for the Dodgers here. They're down 3-2. Back now, new pitcher on the mound as we roll into the bottom of the 8th. Joe Kelly.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
Stepping in for San Diego, Jake Cronenworth. He's already homered here in this one. Here comes a pitch. Inside, just missed. Righty to the plate. That misses the zone. 2 balls, no strikes.
Not showing great command so far in this at bat. 2-0 count. He's got to execute here, or this could get ugly.
Kicks and fires. And another ball.
3 balls, no strikes.
And there's the automatic. And strike 2.
3-2.
At the belt and fires. Foul. We'll see another payoff pitch. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Three and 2 now. That one misses, so a leadoff walk. It wasn't easy, but he earned that walk after a long at-bat.
Well, he tried to nibble right there and just missed his spot. Hitter didn't offer at it. Now he has somebody to worry about over at first.
And Manny gets a piece. And that one's going to get into the corner. Here comes Cronenworth around third. Throw cut off, down to the plate, and he's out.
A lot of real estate to cover on that play defensively. A long throw to the cutoff man, and then a lot of ground to make up as well on the relay. But an excellent job of execution and getting that out of the dish as he tried to make it home all the way from first base.
Sander Bogaerts now 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a flyout. First pitch doesn't find the zone. Kicks and deals.
That's ball 2.
On the ground, right side. A dive. He's got it. Oh, he throws it away. And this ball's going to wind up out of play. So a big-time costly mistake there.
Bad time to throw one out of play with the runner starting on second, as it allows him just to walk home for the run. Remember, on a ball thrown out of play, the runners get the base they were going to plus one more. So that was basically an automatic run.
So digging in now for San Diego, Luis Campusano. Just
Nope, that's
missed.
the ball.
Back and forth we go, a seesaw battle in the late stages of this one. Just missed.
2-0. Ball
Pitch
3.
misses. 3-0. Outside corner, there's a strike.
Definitely not a pitch location you're expecting up there as a hitter when you know the guy's got a good sinker ball. If you can get in that location, boy, you've got to look top to bottom, and that's going to make it very difficult to hit.
Count full.
And it's ball 4. He missed down low.
The left fielder, number 10.
Digging in is the switch inning outfielder, Jurickson Profar. Lined, and that's a base hit. Here comes Bogarts around third. He'll score easily. It's 5-2.
Puts a run on the board and picks up an RBI. That pretty much split the zone down the middle, and those are the ones where you got to make them pay.
So the Dodgers have a new arm on the mound, Ryan Brazier.
And this could be a pretty critical point in this game. They're hoping he's the guy to keep them within striking distance.
So 1 out with 2 aboard. Digging in, Matthew Batten. That one a little bit high, and it's 1-0.
strike.
There's a strike.
1-1.
That's a strike.
Now, just a cement mixer slider right there. It's a great pitch to hit if you can recognize it early and jump on it.
2 on, 1 out. Line drive, caught.
He put a really good swing on that pitch and hit the ball hard. You know, line drives won't always find a hole, but the more you can hit the ball like that with good exit velo, the better off you're going to be in the long run.
Next for the Padres, Jose Azocar. Fastball in for a strike.
0-1.
Squirts away a little bit. Nothing happening as the count evens at 1. Campusano over at second. Profar on at first with 2 down.
That's the ball.
In the dirt. No advance. Good job behind the dish. 2 outs. On the ground, right side. To second, Lux. inning over, and it could have been worse. They put 2 on the board on 2 base hits. 1 error, but 2 are left stranded. 9th inning coming up. It's the Padres 5 and the Dodgers 2. It's the top of the 9th, and there's a new pitcher on the mound, Robert Suarez.
Save opportunity for him right here, and he's their guy. Time to lock this one down and get out of here with the W.
The pitch. And first offering is fouled off. Right-handed reliever. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout.
Well, I definitely say that's a statement strikeout right there. You come out of the bullpen, go right after the hitters, and 3 pitches later, you got 1 out. Tell you what, if you're in the dugout, you're looking at each other and saying, "It's going to be tough to get to today."
And that one is lifted in the air. Azokar sizes this one up. They got it for out number 2.
Hey, man, 4 pitches, 2 outs. That is an excellent base.
So they're down to their final out. And next for L.A., Gavin Lux. Lifted in the air, right center field. Tatis after it. Calls it in, and that's the ball game.
Whether you're a season ticket holder or you just come to a couple of games a year, to see your team win at home, there's just something special about that. Good job by this team to get it done for the hometown fans.
And your final score, 5-2. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew, I'm John Shelby saying so long.
Pick it up, pick it up. I don't want all that business.
The final line score for this afternoon's ball game for the victorious San Diego Padres. 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors. They left 7 runners on base. For the Dodgers, 2 runs on 8 hits, 1 error. They left 8 runners on base. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 7 minutes. Our paid attendance this afternoon at Petco Park, a sellout, 40,209. The Padres thank you for your continued support and remind you to please drive them safely.